Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1 of the Token Sale series by TokenMinds. I'm really excited you're here because if you're thinking about launching a Web3 project or planning a token sale, trust me, you want to start on solid ground. And that means nailing your concept before anything else. We'll be breaking this down over multiple episodes, but today we're kicking things off with the most foundational step, the conceptual design, the big idea behind your project, and this is what gives everything else direction. So think of this as episode 1 of your Web3 origin story. Let's look at the big picture here, because token launches aren't as simple as they were some years ago. There are a lot of moving parts, and the road to a successful one includes legal setup and compliance, and of course, your tokenomics and white paper, website and front end launch, smart contract deployment, community marketing and brand awareness, and finally, the main token generation events or TGEs and exchange listings. Sounds like a lot, right? But here's the thing. This entire roadmap, it's only as strong as the idea it's built on. So here's the $1 million question before you get into any of that. What's the one thing you absolutely need to get right before launching anything? And no, it's not your smart contracts, it's not even your white paper yet. Before any of that, take a second and drop your guess in the comments. Are you ready for the reveal? The thing you must get right first is the concept. Let us know if you got this one right. In token sale, a concept is your foundation. It's the DNA of your entire Web3 project. Everything you build, it should all connect back to this core concept. If that concept is weak or unclear, even the most advanced technology or aggressive marketing won't save it. So before you write a single line of code or draft a white paper, you need to ask yourself, what exactly are we trying to build and why does it matter? Well, a strong concept usually stands on three key pillars: vision, value, and community. Let's break this down. Vision is your big picture. What kind of future are you building? Are you solving something real or are you just repackaging buzzwords with a token attached? Investors, partners, and users are all asking, where is this going? Now, let's talk about values. What real tangible benefits does your project bring? Is it financial gain? Is it a better experience? Is it solving inefficiency, fraud, or access? The value proposition must be clear, not just to VCs, but to the average user scrolling Twitter or X as well. And finally, community. Who's this for? And who's going to help build it with you? A strong Web3 concept isn't just about solving a problem, it's about rallying people around that solution. Communities build momentum, create feedback loops, and push projects past the early days. So once you've locked in your three pillars, what you have isn't just a cool idea anymore. You have a narrative. This narrative becomes your story. Ones that easy to communicate and easy for people to believe in and support. The strongest token projects out there, they don't just have a white paper. They have a why. They have a story that connects people to a mission. And your job is to craft that narrative into something coherent, something that ties everything together so people see where you're going, how you'll get there, and why it's worth being part of. All right, so now you've got a strong concept. You've got the story, but we're not just here to tell stories, right? We're here to build something real. That means it's time for due diligence. This is the step that separates hype from substance. Here's how to validate your concept in the real world. First is through competitive landscape analysis. Look around who else is doing something similar, what worked for them, and where did they fail. Your job is to identify the gaps in the market and opportunities they missed. And then cost estimation and ROI forecast. How much is it really going to cost to pull this off, and is the return worth it? You don't want to burn through runway chasing a vision that has no path to sustainability. And then finally, risk identification, such as legal, technical, operational. Don't wait until launch day to think about this. The earlier you identify risks, the easier they are to mitigate or avoid altogether. So once you've validated your idea and your story holds up, it's time to figure out how to bring it to life on chain. That starts with one critical decision. What kind of token best supports your narrative? There's no one size fits all answer here. It all depends on the function your token will serve inside your ecosystem. But let's run through the most common token types you'll see. First is the utility token. These are the fuel of your platform. They unlock access to services, features, or exclusive content. And then we have governance tokens, perfect if your community is actively involved in decision making, like DAOs, voting rights, or protocol changes. And then the third one, I'm sure a lot of you have known about this, meme tokens. This is community first, viral by design, and these are culture tokens. So you can expect less utility but more identity. But when done right, they can build massive momentum. And then we have security tokens. This represent ownership, like shares in a company, highly regulated. So we should know the legal obligations here. And finally, we have NFTs or non fungible tokens. It's great if your project centers around uniqueness, collectibles, identity, rights management, or even membership. So, choosing the right token type is like choosing the right business model. It should naturally support your goals, your users, and your long term strategy. So, you've picked a token type, but let me say this clearly once more. That choice cannot be random, it has to fit your narrative. Why? Because in Web3, coherence matters. You're not just creating a token, you're building a whole system of incentives, a user journey, a story people buy into. So if your token doesn't reflect your narrative, your project will feel disjointed and it'll confuse users and investors alike. Here's the mindset shift. Your narratives defines the why and your token defines the how. These two should reinforce each other in a loop, and if they don't sync, you've got a disconnect and people can feel that. To make all this more tangible, let's look at a real world example. The Librix.ai project. Librix is building a decentralized digital nation powered by AI. It uses autonomous agents to create income for users. So basically, giving people AI workers that generate value on their behalf. So, what's the mission here? Economic freedom powered by AI. This is a bold vision, and it's exactly the kind of project that lives or dies based on how well its token and concept align. So let's break Librix down by the three pillars we talked about earlier. Vision. Librix aims to create a digital economy where anyone can earn income fairly using AI. So that's huge. It's tackling economic inclusion through technology. And then how about the value? Well, for Librix, users don't just get access, they get actual earning power through AI agents, and we're talking about universal basic income or UBI powered by algorithms. So that's a major unlock. Then community, finally, it's not just about having users. Librix is about building a citizen base, people who earn, participate, govern, and grow the platform together. So that's Web3 at its best. So now that we've got the concept, what kind of token brings this story to life? Well, Librix decided to go with a utility token, and it makes perfect sense. The token is the core fuel of the entire Librix economy. It's used to power transactions between users and AI agents, distribute earnings, unlock premium features or tools inside the ecosystem, and eventually facilitate governance decisions as the platform decentralizes. So, in short, it's not a decorative token, it's functional, it's integral, and it fits their mission. So now let's zoom out and look at how everything connects. Librix narrative says we're creating an AI powered economy where people can earn passively and participate in digital nationhood. And Librix utility token enables payments between agents and users, UBI like rewards, access to agent capabilities, and ultimately governance over the ecosystem. So, this is what we mean by alignment. The token doesn't just support the system, it expresses the concept in action. So if you removed it, the system wouldn't work the same. So here's the key takeaway. A successful token project isn't about having the flashiest white paper or the biggest airdrop. It's about internal consistency. Your story, your token, and your user journey all need to line up. Because when they do, your project becomes more believable and intuitive. People get it, they want to join it, and they want to back it. So, to wrap up, if you're still with me, you already know how important your concept is. Let's do a quick recap. In this episode, we learned about the three pillars of a strong concept: vision, value, and community. How to validate your idea through due diligence, choosing a token type that fits not just technically but narratively. And we walked through a real use case with Librix.ai to show you how it all connects. Now, in the next episode, we'll dig into one of the biggest pain points for Web3 founders: tokenomics design. So, if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to drop a like, comment down below with your biggest takeaway or any questions you want us to cover in the next one, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming up next. We've got a lot more insights coming your way, so if you're curious, you can also check our official website and socials for more details. Thanks for sticking with me all the way through, and see you in the next episode.